Oh, good evening, and welcome to our Amadeitist Church Service. My apologies for cancelling our service last week at short notice. I suddenly became quite unwell mid-afternoon, and I just couldn't shake it off. So my sincere apologies for that. The outline of the service this evening will be as follows. We will have an opening prayer given by our guest medium this evening, Dorothy Young from Brighton. Hi, Dorothy. This will be followed by music. Sorry, got the wrong bit. That'll be followed after the address given by Dorothy. Then we send out healing to those on our distant healing lists, followed by another music video. And then we'll have a demonstration of mediumship with Dorothy, who will endeavour to bring our loved ones from spirit through for us. I'll then read out the notifications, and Dorothy will give our closing prayer, and then we'll have our closing music video. Okay, so I will hand over to Dorothy for our opening prayer.
Thank you, Kevin. So let's join together. Let's find this moment of peace, quietness, as we join very much together within the power of love. Father God, we come together this evening. Within the power of our intention, we lift our hearts, our minds, our focus to you. You, the brotherhood, you're part of that fatherhood. You as that fatherhood that presides over us, leading us as we follow. Help us now to feel this sense of peace, this sense of togetherness. Help us to realize that this service is an opportunity for this embrace within love, to know more about ourselves, more about the spiritual world, more about how you work, always within that unconditional love, focusing your intention to us that we might learn all the different scenarios within our lives for our progression. We ask also that unseen world, the spirit world, comes close now so much that our loved ones join us and will be able to talk to us within this service. This service we leave in your care and your keeping. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay, if I could ask you to do the address, Dorothy.
Thank you so much, everybody. And it's lovely for me to have this wonderful opportunity, a privilege to join with you. And those who know me well, and I hope that you will know me for the future, I love Silver Birch. The teachings of Silver Birch, which were brought through the trance mediumship of Maurice Barbanel. And there are various books in the series. I've picked the one, A Voice in the Wilderness, and under the umbrella or the title, Like the Mighty Raging Wind, may I just read these words, the words of Silver Birch, and just say a few words following. Yes, you are what you are because of what you have done, and you will be what you will be because of what you are now. The law of cause and effect operates in unbroken, perfect sequence. And the law of the Great Spirit is so perfect in its operation that it never fails. Though the children of the Great Spirit may cheat the laws of state, none can evade the operations of natural law, for the soul carries with it its eternal registration of what it has accomplished, and you are known for what you are, not for what you are not or what you pretend to be. He goes on, no, sometimes a man is deaf to the voice of conscience. His heart is hardened. His soul has become covered up, and the life force of the Great Spirit is being choked. Men do not always realize that they are wrong. If they did, there would be no war in your world of matter. There would be no cruelty, no starvation. There would not be so much disease, and there would not be an excess of plenty while others starved. My friends, we relate to this. We relate to the fatherhood of God, that almighty power, that universal energy, that which we follow, that which we look toward, and know that we can find in that fatherhood our purpose, the meaning of life, as so described by Silver Birch. We do have, and we know, as Silver Birch has highlighted, we have that personal responsibility. And that personal responsibility is ours and ours alone. We know that we do not give blame to anyone else, and no one else can assist in what our responsibilities are. We know those for ourselves. And so our truth is to follow diligently, to be led, but also to seek that which is our soul wisdom, our soul power. We do know the way, and we've been on this journey for some time. And if you are actually just finding this truth now, even just today or yesterday, how exciting is it? How exciting to know that everything that we are, everything that we believe in, that feels right within, is that pathway, is that progress, and that we will be rewarded because we know that we are accountable only for ourselves. That is the personal responsibility. So we progress, and our progression is open to us, which, as said, every human soul. But there is an assurance that this is the divine essence. There is a plan. We're following a plan. Do you feel that? Do you feel each day that somehow you are being guided? Do you feel that security, that love that comes from that universal power, that fatherhood? Do you feel guided? Do you feel assured? Do you feel loved? Do you feel that each part of your pathway, as you accomplish, you may falter from time to time, but you pick yourself up and know that if you achieve, if you learn the lesson, that opportunity to learn it will not come back again. You've done that one. We are climbing perhaps Jacob's ladder. We're climbing that ladder of success. And rung by rung, we don't need to go backwards. We may falter, we may be hanging on. And we hang on to take that next step. The next step as we progress upward always. So that assurance is ours. And our loved ones, where are they? This is why we're here, isn't it? We want their messages this evening. And although each one of us may not receive a message, an actual link, always within mediumship, always in the messages, always in the evidence, first and foremost, we're assured of that proof of survival. So, can we call ourselves spiritualists this evening? Can we call ourselves of the Spirit? Can we say that that is our divine plan, or within the divine plan? Following, being led, progressing, and going forward each and every day with the influence, because those messages in love are and continue to be the influence. So I say to you, I say, if you can take part or all of this teaching, if it feels good within you, if it resonates and creates an excitement that brings a smile to your face, because no part of our endeavor, no part of our life experience is wasted. It's part of the yes, you know, because it is of your will and of God's will, of the divine will. So we are beings of light. We are energetic beings. We are six sensory beings. Each one of us has the faculty to be able to connect to receive the messages, the words, the love, the connection. Let us shine our light. Let us be the light. Let us shine that light which animates from our purpose, our desire. Let us live this life because we have that proof of survival. We do not fear death. As someone once said, we cannot die for the life of us. So we can have that smile on our faces. We can actually take a few risks along the way. We can try out new opportunities. Let's discover what our truth is. Let's look, read, embrace someone else's point of view. Let's endeavor to find what our truth is. It helps that light to illuminate even more. It helps us to be who we truly are, because I would say to you, my friends, you know, as I know, we know who we are. That has been the journey so far. And now we know who we are. So let's step bravely on the next part of the journey within our learning, our experience, always bringing in that light, always creating that light, expanding that light, expanding our awareness, my friends, expanding all that we are to achieve that pathway of knowledge, wisdom, and to use that power for the greater good. First and foremost, of course, looking to our own selves to be who we truly are and to continue to be who we desire to be. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
What a beautiful and passionate address. Thank you very much, Dorothy. Okay, thank you. Now please join me in a moment's silence as I read out our distant healing list and say our spiritualist healing prayer. We ask for healing for the following: Alicia, for the loss of a newborn baby; for Valerie Dixon, for physical and life worries; for Marie, with heart problems; for Maureen, with anxiety; for Danny, with alcoholism; for Samantha, with fibromyalgia and depression; for Marika, who's grieving the loss of a friend. Gracious Spirit, of thy goodness, hear our anxious prayer. Take our loved ones who are suffering, neath thy tender care. Loving Father, hear us. Gracious Spirit, may thy presence shed a healing ray, turning all their night of darkness into glorious day. Loving Father, hear us. Gracious Spirit, shouldst thou claim them, be their light and guide. Lead them to the heavenly kingdom, safely by thy side. Loving Father, hear us. Hear us. Amen. Beautiful. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Dorothy. Please give her your loving thoughts as she links in to the world of spirit on our behalf. Over to you, Dorothy.
That sounds interesting. My friends, do send your love to me. Our communication this evening is still in that power of love. And I know that as I come to one of you, there's a lot of love here. I am going to work in the way that I'm going to, for the moment anyway, I'm not going to feel drawn or feel I've got a name to be drawn to you. I'm going to give who I have with me. I ask of you, please, to listen and indicate if you can understand the information. For me, with spirit, I ask of them to be as specific as they can be, using my ability, the faculty, so that I can hear, sense, feel, know, so that I can receive that information, so it doesn't leave you in a quandary. Is it my relative? Is it my loved one or not? As I was sitting there, and I'm going to go straight to bring this lovely lady in. She is adorable. She is a granny, and she was busy, and she's just stepped one side now. She gave me the name of Daisy. That could be her name, or there's a Daisy in the family. Daisy's always an interesting one, because sometimes it can be too, when it's a flower, that there may be a link. There could be a picture with daisies. There could be a memory of picking daisies with her. But I know I want to speak to her granddaughter. She was making plum jam, and I do believe these plums would have been something that she would have sourced. In other words, she didn't grow them, but they would have been very fresh. She would collect these. She would make sure that she had the plums. So when the jam season starts, so in other words, when plums are in abundance, she would gather those plums and she would make the plum jam. She also would make the apple pudding, and she is a dab hand, she says, at the apple turnover. Now, okay. She feels around about 88 when she passed to spirit. She doesn't feel actually younger than that. She says she wore really, really well. And I know that I am feeling with her a great sense of, well, emotion. So she's very excited to be coming to talk to you. But she does make me aware that she's talking about having a stroke before she passed to spirit. I'm not sure whether the stroke took her in that instance or she managed to stay around a little bit longer. I feel now I need to find you, granddaughter out there. Sorry, not grandson. I want a granddaughter, please.
I think you're with Heidi, Dorothy.
Oh, Heidi, are you saying yes to all of? Do you like the plums, Heidi?
Can you see the public chat, Dorothy?
Right. Okay, so I'm
She's
now
replying
looking.
in there.
Now, forgive me, folks, because I'm going to put my glasses on because I'm going to read this. Okay. I think I'll keep the glasses on as I work. That's lovely. Ah, okay, you're making the apple turnover tomorrow. Heidi, do you remember the plum jam? And where does this daisy come in? If you can let me know. And while you're just answering me, I'll carry on here. I'm going to trust that you understand, please, that she had your grandmother. Yes, that's your Nana. Lovely. And I'm going to ask you, please, to identify this stroke that she had. So I know then that you understand everything that I'm saying here. She's very, very excited, Heidi, about being with you this evening. She's making me aware that you spent very special times with her. Ah, yes, Heidi, you've given me a yes. You spent very special times with her. And these times, would have been that you stayed with her as well. Can I just say to you, Heidi, what she is putting in my mind at the moment? These are actually her words. There is a situation that's around you at the moment. You made a decision. This feels like your job. This feels like something that is about your employment. You made a decision that you were going to change something in the format, something about who you work with. You've made a decision that there would be, from your part, some kind of reorganization so that this makes your working situation better for you. And your Nana is saying here, good on you for making this decision, and all will be well. I'm going to trust, please, hey, Heidi, that you understand that. Okay. And I'm so pleased that you acknowledge too that you went and stayed with her and that you spent a lot of time with her, and you've actually said that you looked after her. You understand that she was a good age, and she never tired with that age, and she always was. It's like she's got a little trick up her sleeve. She's got a sense of humor, you know, Heidi. She's laughing as well. She's actually chuckling here. What she's saying to me is, you made her laugh. So you would have told her stories. You would have tickled the sense of humor. All right. And she wants to bring that humor to you as well now. So don't let things get too serious at the moment. All right. You're saying about spiritualism. Well, I'm doing a course at the moment for my diploma in spiritualism, and I've decided not to let that be too serious. I'm going to just take it one step at a time, and I believe this is the way we do things. Just take it steady. And with spiritualism, there is a very light-hearted side, because in actual fact, with this love and the love of your Nana and her sense of humor, she can bring that little chuckle to you as you used to bring that chuckle for her. Just as she wants to go, she wants to bring to my mind a purse. I feel pleased that you might have this purse. It's embroidered, so it's like a cloth purse. It's embroidered with flowers on the front. I want to open it up, and I wonder, in fact, whether there is a little chain, which would be a cross and chain, actually inside this cloth purse. If it's not the case, I'm going to trust perhaps you know of this. It may well be in the family, but just Nana wanted to bring this so that this is just a little memory link for you. And to say too, you must love the seaside. I believe she did, and you must love to walk the seafront somewhere, because I know that that is something very precious and very good for you. And that is an opportunity to see the power of spirit as the waves go out and come in. It's like that turning tide. The tide always turns to when we let go of that which is sometimes troubling or over serious. We can let it go and flow in with the positivity, and bring that positivity in to follow your path and your truth. Heidi, thank you so much for working with me, and I'll say thank you and God bless. She is absolutely lovely. Just remember her plum jam. All right. Now, as I just want to just move away from you, Heidi, Thank you so much. I'm just going to feel, please, that there's a gentleman coming in. I've got Dad here, and I know, please, with Dad, he is really smart. It's not, he says, I don't dress for an occasion. I'm always smart. You know the truth of the man, all right, if I'm smart. That's my truth, all right? I'm ready for every single day. And if I'm smart, then whatever might happen in a day, I'm prepared for it. I know as he comes a little bit closer that he would have worked in London. I feel as if he might have commuted or travelled up to London for his work. It may not have been every single day, but certainly there's either an office or a link within his work that would have taken him to London. He talks about study, and I do feel I need to speak to his son here, and not daughter. So I'm looking for a gentleman amongst you all, please. And I feel, please, at the moment that your no dad had a very sudden heart attack. I know that this was catastrophic. I know he talks about stress. I know that this was difficult in his life, how hard he worked. So can anybody understand, please, my gentlemen? I'm Dad here. Don't be put off by the London connection. I may not have that quite right, but I'm trusting that you'll understand. It might even be with you, some kind of connection with London with your work. Do I have anybody, please? I think I've narrowed it down to the guys. So where are you, my lovely gentlemen? Right. Okay. Alison has replied here. I do want to speak to a gentleman, please. Who would understand Dad in the spiritual world? And this is definitely a heart attack. He passed very suddenly. Now, it may be that, in fact, I have two gentlemen here. I may have actually an uncle, all right, which actually links with the London situation, and Dad had the heart attack. Now, Neil, you're saying possibly me regarding London. Can I actually work with you, Neil? I'm going to trust, please, that you're coming into the room to work with me. Do you understand, please, your father in the spiritual world? I'm taking that, Neil, as you put a yes there. You understand Dad is in the spirit world. The connection with London, please, you understand as being yourself. You understand, please, your father passed very suddenly. And you understand, please, this was a heart condition. Thank you. So you understand, please, it was heart. I gave it as a heart attack. You've said it's heart, but in fact, it was as a stroke. Can you please accept when I feel this and I give it its interpretation? I know that I was feeling that part of a situation with the heart, but you'll know, please, that it was sudden as you have accepted. London is with you. Does that actually make sense, please, that you don't go to London regularly, but it's you have like you're working here, wherever here is, all right. So your current situation, but you do travel into London for your work. Okay, all right. Now, Dad, as I say, came in and he's very smart. He liked to be smart, and he would always have dressed well. And He feels around about 75, that sort of age. I don't feel any younger, I have to say. But I feel as if I want to go back when happy times, when he was perhaps celebrating his 50th birthday. I don't know if you can understand this, Neil, but I do feel, please, that we're looking at happy times, times of family. In other words, birthdays were always celebrated. Oh, yes, you've said he's around about 75. Thank you. Bless you for that. But I want to go to when he was around 50. That must have been quite a milestone for an experience. And perhaps there was a big party, perhaps a big party at 50, a big party at 60. And perhaps he was hoping to have a party around about his 75th birthday as well. He keeps calling out the month of June. So I do feel June is significant in the family, wedding anniversary, or perhaps of his passing. Okay, so I'd like to have that message, please, for you, Neil, from your dad here. Would you understand that, because he just said, be calm, be patient, be calm. There must be some element of frustration that's going on around you, that you are actually, he says you're ahead of yourself. Now, my interpretation of that is that you're perhaps overthinking something at the moment, or you're going into a scenario that what might happen, but you don't know that it will. Don't get ahead of yourself. Be very calm. Just go with the flow. I love the lyrics of Paul McCartney. There be an answer, then let it be. And just go with that flow. We, as spirit, we know that when they're leading us, guiding us, if we go with that, that going with the flow, all right, we're not pushing and pulling, we're not trying to overthink things, we're just allowing everything to unfold as it's meant to be. But of course, as Dad says, here am I, all right, spirit side. Now, he also wants to let you know he loved trains. I know he's showing me trains here, and I think there must have been a train set. I feel as if I almost have a memory too of going to a railway where this would be like a railway where this is not like national rail. This would be a railway where it's preserved. In other words, volunteers managed to get hold or work on a disused railway line. They, do up the sheds, and they do up the waiting room and everything. Stick with me on this. It's really, I'm just looking at it all. So almost as if I'm being made to remember, you see, with me and my dad, we got him this special birthday treat. He was up the front with the driver. He wanted to drive the train, of course, but he wasn't allowed to do that. So I don't know. Okay, you're saying, yeah, the train set. Okay, but right, the layout was in the Is it possible, Neil, you had that train set, lovely memory, but is it possible you did a treat, or your dad went to a railway line, reinstated, and had that interest on that railway, and perhaps had a commemorative or memorable journey treat on that railway line? Neil says he doesn't know that. So I'm going to say to you, that's what's coming into my mind. It may just be that we have the make believe for this train set, all right, which you say was actually instated in the loft. Perhaps that's what it was all about, clearing the loft out and bringing that alive there. So much love, so much love, so much love for your determination to understand that you have to, and you've said that to yourself, I have to just let this situation play out. I'm just going to allow this. We're all in a strange situation at the moment. We don't all know quite how work will be, or how any part of the getting back to normal will actually unfold and appear. But we just take one step at a time. So, Neil, thank you for working with me. Thank you for sharing this moment, but it's the moment for you with your dad. Your dad is here for you. He's smart. He's dressed again for the occasion. He knows that he used to like the ties that you gave him. Perhaps the slippers were at Christmas, and you understand that that heart condition was very troublesome right at the end, but that was the beginning of when he needed to think about his journey home. And from the spiritual realm, he can love you and support you in your endeavors for the future. Thank you for working with me. Bless you. The dog has been running around me. I think because we started the beginning, before we actually came on air, if that's what you call it, before we started the service, I just talked about a family dog, and we were talking about dogs. And I've just now got all these dogs running around me. And there's this feeling that there's a name Fido. So I don't know if anybody can understand a dog. Did you call... It's a him. Did you call him Fido? Because I've got plenty of dogs, but I'm just hearing this name possibly of Fido. But I'm going to say to you that I feel I've got a lady here, and I feel, please, that she bred dogs. There are so many of them, and perhaps... I've got a Kim that's around. I see you, Kim. So this is lovely. I can actually see you to talk to you. Kim, would you understand a lady in the spirit world who bred the dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. She's very, very special, please, to you. And it feels to me as if you did have one of her dogs, or certainly someone in the family had one of her dogs. That is correct. All right. And you understand, please, that this was almost a life mission of hers. She'd had the dogs for many years, she says. Many years.
Yeah.
You understand that? Many years. And these were all different breeds as well. I don't feel we've got one just as well, because my knowledge of breeds of dogs, I would be struggling. I always say 4 legs and a tail, and of course they've got 2 ears, eyes, nose, and yeah, absolutely. All right. And is it true that they got a wet nose? They're happy. They're healthy.
Yeah.
Anyway, now she struggled towards the end of her life. She really struggled. She makes me aware that it's almost as if her legs are elephant trunks. All right. They are absolute, or elephant legs, should I say. All right. She had all that edema. All right. And, it's like the tragedy is at that point, she had become almost in her early 70s, please. Yeah. In her early 70s, she had started to scale everything down, but it was very hard to let this whole enterprise go. That was so difficult. But that was the tragedy, is that she knew that she had to look after the dogs that she still had, and she couldn't continue those endeavors. Somehow I feel as if you, right, just asking her where you connect. First and foremost, you'd understand yourself being the young person with her. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that It's like, you know, and after school, you'd get round there and you'd feed and you would look after. It's a little bit like the Battersea, you know, you're a friend of Battersea, you're a friend of hers, you're a friend of what she, and you understand, please, that starting or the beginning, she wouldn't let you do very much, but gradually you were really doing a lot of looking after those dogs.
Yeah.
She gave you a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And somehow there's this feeling, please, that you just loved her. She loves you. You love the whole experience. Now, where this goes, where does this story go? This story, as a story, okay, does not have a sad ending, because I know that we sort everything out for her. It's like everything can be sorted so that she can actually, it almost feels as if she actually goes into a retirement home. Is that true, please?
No.
Right. Okay. Does it make sense, please, that her home is adapted, or it's like I feel as if it's okay? So I'm feeling like a retirement home. Do you understand that? Ah, thank you. So she doesn't have to leave home. We create everything around her to support her so she can stay independent. So she's got home from home as a retirement home would be. Okay. To feel, please, I know that I've got respiratory difficulties. I know right at the very end, she couldn't breathe.
No.
I know, please, that she couldn't even move very far. And I know that she lets me know that it didn't go on for a long period of time. It's like it's almost as if she's saying to me, I decided I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Somehow when you reflect back, you know, you can actually see that to be true, that she, you know, it's like, I'm fine one day. And then, no, I've had enough of this. I'm flying home. I'm going home. You understand, please, your own spirituality, Kim?
Yeah.
You understand your own ability with your mediumship, please?
Yeah.
You understand that you are working with that mediumship. You understand, please, that you saw spirit from a very young age. She lets me know that. You know that its depth and its meaning, its purpose is always so exciting for you. But you know that enlightenment, you know that truth, and you bring that truth to others. I also know that you work with healing, and I know that the healing is very much of the love of animals. You have a great infinity with nature, and I know that your prayer goes out. As I talked about the light, I know your prayer goes out each and every day to the animal kingdom, to nature, and all that embraces. There's a real feeling too, actually. I'm going to ask it as a question. Did she have a budgerigar?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's tweeting at me. All right. So she did have the feathered friend as well.
Yeah.
Oh, bless her. All right. So her message is absolutely clear, because you'd understand that you've been a little bit confused about this period of time. I don't feel as if you want to jump straight in with the technology. I feel as if it's something that you're thinking about it, but you're not quite sure at the moment. So what's she saying to you? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right? Because we are going to be so busy when this time, and you've said that, haven't you? Now, this is really important. The message for you, Kim, is because she gives it like this. Can you accept that you were a little bit overworking?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've had a chance to take a break, to have a rest. Okay. And you said, all right, but you've been actually doing a little bit of doodling, a little bit of playing with your spirit art.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry if I call it doodling, but keep it going. Just keep it going. All right. The doodling or the expression on paper, that's perfect. All right. But you have been writing words of philosophy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you've been doing is compiling some beautiful, what I did this evening was go to Silver Birch and read from that. What's beauty about yours is it's come from your heart and it's your truth. All right. And you've been, I'm going to use the word blown away because that's what she's saying. How the inspiration, you didn't expect it.
No.
You didn't expect it, Kim. And so what she's saying is, well, there I am, but there all we are. All right. I'd love to have, I had that name Daisy earlier, and I don't know that it's got taken. Do I actually link Daisy with her? No. Okay. But you'll understand, please, Joan.
Yes.
Okay. So she's with Joan.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And you understand Peter, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're all coming in now. All right. And I've got a Harold that like to be called Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. They're all saying, keep up the good work. I like waving my arms around. Keep up the good work. Keep that writing, that philosophy, almost as if you feel that it could be compiled into a book. And I wonder, in fact, whether it will be. It's beautiful. And keep that illustrations and everything that you are doing. This lovely lady is with you. July is an important month because, in fact, I have your mother they're all coming in. Your mother is here as well, please. Yeah. All right. And November with your mother, please. All right. Okay. So thank you so much, Kim, for working with me. They're all here to encourage you. You take the break. All right. You take the break knowing that our work will be taking off. I'm going to say shortly because we want all this to finish, don't we? We want our churches to open, our centres to open. But, you might still decide, to give this technology a go. You might just. Because after all, Kim, you're on it now. You're on it now.
It's true.
You are. And you're talking to me. And that's all you've got to do. All right, my darling. So consider it. And thanks for working with me. All their love. Oh dear. I don't want to go for a minute. You understand cherries? Yeah. Cherries. Okay. I'm going to just leave the cherries. I'll leave the cherries with you. All right. Thank you for working with me. Bless you. And thank you. Okay. How are we doing? We're doing beautifully for time. That's absolutely wonderful because I've got a young man here. Who would understand a young man, please? He is a cheeky chappy. He feels around about 18, 19 years of age. He does ride a motorbike. I always love it when they come in, the motorbike riders. I've never had the opportunity, and don't feel sorry for me, but I've never had the chance to, ride on a motorbike. I'm too nervous about it, I think, with its safety and everything. But I've got a guy here. He says, no, I've got no problem. I always wanted. And the moment I could have a motorbike, I've got one. All right. Now, I know, please, that he did have, he didn't have an accident. I said, did you have an accident on the bike? No. I didn't have an accident on the bike. Everything's fine, Dorothy. The bike is beautiful. I can, there's this feeling that he liked to ride the bike. There may be a forest area nearby where he lived, or certainly an open road. I feel as if there's, perhaps you would know, okay, I've got Alison that said yes. If I can talk to you, Alison, please. Do you understand, Alison, this young man? All right. I don't have I've got the name Tom, not sure that's his name, or Tom connects in some way. He does feel somewhere in your family, please. I do feel there's quite a strong connection between you and him, and you've said yes to family. You'd understand, please, that he didn't pass because he was riding that wonderful motorbike. I'm asking him to let me know what was going on for him. I'm going to say to you that I feel there is a sense that there's a medical condition here, that he is saying to me that there's a drug therapy, there's something that would have helped him. It almost feels as if I could be diabetic. That's how this feels. Perhaps a medical support is needed for him each and every day. And that is a challenge. And that may have been what took him to spirit. I'm just waiting for you to respond there, Alison. Alison, he is here for you. He's here because of love. He's here because, bless you. You know, Alison has just let me know that her lovely young man was or did take his life here. And I sort of felt that, but unless I'm absolutely sure, I'm a little bit nervous at the moment, within confidence actually, to say that is the situation. And so therefore I was feeling it, my darling. I was feeling it more as if something within my body, all right, and steer me towards perhaps this diabetes or this drug, because I know that my body is shutting down. Thank you, Alison. You have said you understand. So I want to just bring forth, I want to work with you, with your lovely young man, because you knew him very, very well. You knew, right, he puts it to me that you had very special conversations, but you didn't know what was going to be happening to him. He's going back to a feeling here. Right, I'm trusting here that, is it possible, Alison, that you celebrated with him his 18th birthday? Is it possible, please, that he's making me aware you celebrated with him his 18th birthday? You've given a no for that. It feels that this would have been significant, his 18th birthday. Can I put it then like that? You shared memories, you shared support for one another. I'm going to just ask him to let me know what he wants to say to you. Right. The significance of his 18th birthday, Alison has let me know that's when this happened for him. But he's just said, right, Alison, would you understand that? I don't know how to. He's just said the time is right. He's just said the time is right. Thank you. You've said yes. So there's a situation around you that you have been preparing for this moment. You've been preparing for this time in your life, and it is the right time to make the decision that you weren't sure that the opportunity would come about to give you this chance actually to follow this pathway. But situations have unfolded that what you actually desired has actually come about. Now, what I need is just, this actually feels again like a work situation, but you'd understand, please, that you've done a lot of work within the family. You've also done a lot of work with his family. You've said, yes, that's correct. You've also done a lot of work with his family, and there's still discussions going on about some of his effects, some of his there's memorabilia, and I feel as if someone else actually, and he's pleased about this, someone else has his motorbike. Now, Alison, you've let me know that this is, so what the pathway has been is that you've been working, as I was saying to Lynn there, you've been working towards mediumship. So that which you've working towards, now you understand, is giving you the opportunities. And of course, with the mediumship, yes, to the members of the family, because now you can bring this truth to them of your understanding. And he is very pleased, very, very pleased about that. I'm going to just leave, please, his love, the focus on the gift of you with his all the members of the family, and your endeavors to understand your own gift and that which will work for you for the future. There must be something about the month of May, and I want to go, please, to the 5th of May, and if you can understand that. So thank you so much, Alison, for working with me. God bless and thank you. I feel as if I've got two sisters. I've got two sisters here. Right, I've got a lady, and I feel as if one's name is Ethel. So I'm going to trust, please, that I've got two ladies who would understand, two ladies that were in the family. They would have been aunts. I've got the name Ethel, and I know with both of them, they, as I say, they're sisters. One is, they don't look very alike, I have to say. And I just know that these two aunties didn't live, they don't feel as if they live together. So who would understand, please? Did anybody understand the name Ethel? And these two ladies in the spirit world, two aunties to you. I'll just carry on for a minute and see if they can let me know what happened for them. I feel as if I want to, I've got Heidi understanding, all right, but she's just saying, I've had a message already. Can we just, Heidi, you understand these two lovely ladies, you understand, please, the name of Ethel. Can we just say that they've come in as well? There is never any limit, all right, to communication. And if they are here, let us acknowledge them, because they have a lot of love for you. You understand, please, they didn't look alike. You would have visited them. Okay, you've said yes, Edna and Ethel. And my mum's name is Ethel too. You know, I love family, because when we connect to the spiritual world, the family are, after all there. And so they come in. I'm just going to finish this, Heidi, by saying there's a good luck here. There's a good luck. So I'm going to trust that you understand that good luck. And I know I want to link Heidi, with that aspect of saying good luck. You probably don't use those words, but you understand you're encouraging people around you at the moment. I'm going to let that be, please, that you understand how you support and you love and you give your words of encouragement. So continue doing that, and you have these aunties with you as well. Thank you so much again for speaking up and letting me know. And you said too, I know why it's my mediumship as well. I've got all the budding mediums and all the working mediums here this evening. That is amazing. We're all in this together, and we're going to be working very hard as the days and the months unfold because of the unprecedented situation that we've all been going through. I've got Kevin. Now, I know that this gentleman is Kevin. He feels around about 50, 55, that sort of age. He actually is, no, he either belongs to a choir, or you belong to a choir out there, because there is all this singing going on. So I've got a lovely gentleman. I feel Kevin must be his name. And he is, right, he loved the music that we've played this evening and the lyrics to the song. There is a sense, please, I need to speak to someone who is here this evening that must be in some either amateur dramatics or is hitting the big time stage. Anybody understand, please? Don't be shy if you're looking, to go on from amateur dramatics into the big time music hall or the big time theatre. Let's hear from you, because I feel, please, I've got a gentleman here that is very much giving me this connection. I'll just carry on a little bit until I get an answer. There's also a feeling too that somebody's been juggling. So this might be in the situation that you're in, that you're juggling time. This is what we feel as if we're doing. We're juggling time. So who do I need to speak to that's really racing against time? And it's interesting. I've got a clock, as you can see behind me. You must be watching this clock all the time because you're juggling time. But I need to know, I've got somebody that can understand this gentleman in the spirit world. So far, I haven't got a connection. Right, let's work a bit harder. It's still very strong, this amateur dramatics, and the music's playing around me. Right, okay, let's go back. Who perhaps has been, as a youngster, do you understand that you were on the stage in some capacity? Perhaps it was school plays, you were very, very good. I feel as if this is Dad here. I feel as if I've got a dad that's bringing this awareness to me of amateur dramatics. Somewhere there is the name Kevin. And if you can't place that name, because I felt that was his name, but if you can't place that name, do you understand being on the stage yourself and your father saying that you were very, very good? Still nobody. I'm glad you're smiling at me, Sharon. That's fabulous. Oh, and you are, Chris.
Well, of course, I'm Kevin.
Right. Okay.
And my father is in spirit.
Right.
And he used to be a choir master, and I used to be in the choir. But we never went on stage. We used to go around the old people's homes. But I don't know about the amateur dramatic bits, unless he's taking the mickle out of me.
All
And I
right.
am always watching time.
Okay. All right. Then, in a way, you're my best hope. So
Sorry.
everybody, my friends, I'm talking here to Kevin, and who is here, of course, and presiding over our lovely service. And somehow we can actually see the relevance of the singing, which was very, very strong, but we can't understand.
If you hold on just a moment there, Dorothy. I've just seen coming up there, Hillary has said she was a member of an amateur dramatics many years ago, and her brother is Kevin on the earth.
Lovely, lovely. So what is perfect here, Hillary, is that we've sort of brought Kevin in, and I like this because I need to say to Kevin's dad, who is in the spiritual world, what does he want to say? I can't not do my job here, and I'm going to trust Kevin that you would know, all right, that there are plans, okay, for January, February next year.
I hope so.
I'm going to say there's plans for January, February next year. All right. And I'm going to say, please, that a lot of format, you have been thinking about the change of format for the services. It's like, you know, this is going along so beautifully. It's expanding, and it's brought so much pleasure. All right. And those in the spiritual world with you, it's brought so much pleasure, but its format is ever changing, evolving. And so we look forward to the beginning of next year. And I'm going to leave your dad's love there.
Thank you for that.
You'd understand, please, with your father, there's tobacco.
Yes.
You'd understand, please, your father and his positive thoughts.
Yes.
And you'd understand, please, he wasn't one to let go of those positive thoughts. He was a bit of a dog with a bone.
Yes.
Yes. And so that's his evidence. And you understand, please, that there's a feeling here. We're not certain of his passing. It's a little bit touch and go. It's a little feeling of, you know, can he sustain that health that little bit longer? You understand that, please?
It was a bit like that, yes.
Yeah, bless you. So here he is, and bringing that evidence for you. So we'll look forward to that next year. Now I need to just find my lovely Hillary. Hillary, if you can work with me, amateur dramatics many years ago. Kevin is your brother here. So that places the Kevin. So please, you know, I'm listening, I'm taking these little situations and hearing names and so forth. It just felt so strong, please, that the gentleman's name was Kevin. But we've worked this through and we understand. So Hillary, please, you understand your father also. Your father is in the spiritual world. You understand, please, your dad, all right, would have always enjoyed music. You'd also understand that when you were coming through the ranks or within school, your dad always supported you. He was always singing your praises, he says, always ready to say how well you did. Yes, he did. That's perfect. Thank you for bringing that to me in the chat there. You understand, please, that I do feel that he talks about a severe digestive problem. I feel, please, that it's very, very difficult for me to swallow. It's very difficult for me to get this digestion right. There's a sense here that we got a situation where he did have, I feel as if he's talking about having an operation, but ultimately in actual fact, this feels like a cancer condition, I have to say. If it's not cancer, you'd understand that he needed more treatment the treatment wasn't working. We can't have more treatment. And I'm tired and I need to let go and be within spirit. Okay. Right, you are bringing people together. So, yes, she just said, yes, it was a rare form of cancer. Yeah, you are bringing people together. So you're working, it almost feels like the teaching profession, or you're in an organization. You work with, you're not isolated in your work. You work with people. You interact with people. You're in a sort of like a managerial type situation. You've got responsibility. All right, that's how I feel. You've got responsibility, and this feeling, of course, comes because your dad is close and wants to bring that to me for you. I'll go like this because it's what he's saying. Okay, you said, right, awareness classes now, and I used to have management position. Right. So this, right, I'm going to say to you, you understand that's been in your life. Your dad has brought that situation to you, or reminding you of that. How well that you have managed, how you've interacted with people. So it might well be leaving a little bit of a void right now, because you've said to me you are now retired. It might be leaving a little bit of a void. It might be leaving a situation where you feel you'd like to fill that space, fill your time more, and it's all about that planning, all about how you do that. You have said to me that you take awareness classes now. So that part may be, that may be part of how you feel and what your dad's bringing in. Right, Dad is here. Dad was a very positive individual. I do sense with your father, please, that he always you like to talk things over with him. He liked to talk things about his own life with you. He always took his lead sometimes from the family, rather than he just making decisions for himself. You've said, yes, he's in latter years. So I know here that this wonderful working together, all right, working together. And of course, you're missing that working together yourself because of the lock-in, lockdown, lock-out, what we've been going through, this isolating period, all right? So Dad is ready to continue to work alongside you, with you, when we get back to normal, when we get back to, is it going to be normal? Of course. But when we can open up our classes again, we can have people in our centres, when we can do the one-to-ones, when we get together. You know what, Hilary? I just want to send you a virtual hug. Dad liked his hugs. Dad liked his hugs. And I'm going to say to you that that's exactly, as he passed, I know that not only did you hold his hand, but you actually hugged him. You hugged him. I know there's a feeling, please, that at the very end, you were all together as a family. It's not just you in the room, but there were moments before he passed. There was a a moment that you were actually with him on his own. And I know that you talked about the spiritual world, you talked about, and you've said, yes, I was. And you've confirmed that's exactly as you did. Bless you. Because he's saying it was very, very special. It was special, that moment that we had together. And I had that assurance and the courage to let go and be able to go to the spirit world. Let me just ask Kevin now, time-wise, is it time now to bring this to a close?
Yes, indeed it is, Dorothy. Sorry to say.
Thank you so much, Kevin. To all of you, it's been an incredible experience to work with you all. It is not so easy, and this is something new to me, by looking at a chat box and seeing you on a screen. But the power of spirit, my friends, has been here for me. And so I know the power of spirit is with you. This power that presides, this power that's within, this power within our soul journey, our wisdom, our knowledge. We can work and we will go forth, each one of us, in our own way to bring the truth of the spirit world to all those that we meet, those that we can help, those that we can share the love with. And I know that this communication has brought their love for you, and it's shared for each one of us, because each one person in the spirit world, of course, is part of consciousness, and consciousness of which we are part always continues on to bring that unconditional love always and perfectly to us. Thank you for working with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorothy, for the beautiful service and for the lovely messages and evidence that you've given this evening. Thank you very much. Okay, down to the boring bit now. Our next service will be next Saturday, the 27th at 7 p.m. And our guest medium will be Kes Eggleton. Remember that you can request to add yourself or a loved one to our distant healing list through our website at Amadeity.org. For those who may be interested, I've also opened a spiritual community where we can all get to know each other. This can also be found on the Amadeity.org website. So now all that remains is I hand over to Dorothy for our closing prayer, which will be followed by our closing video. Over to you, Dorothy.
Divine and loving Spirit, Father God, thank you for each opportunity to come together like-minded in our truth, in our power, connecting to our soul knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Thank you that you guide us, you care for us, that you lead us along this spiritual path. We know that that guidance assists us in our progress, and we know that progress is open to us as a human soul. And in that progress we are learning, and we continue to learn in each situation that comes our way. Thank you that we know that life is eternal, that we cannot die, and in that giving us courage always to endeavor to progress and learn and express ourselves, helping others along our way. Thank you that those in the spiritual world come and give their messages of love, but also their messages that bring hope and that assist us to trust and to go forward every single day, sharing, caring, and loving. And so that love of spirit, we know, keeps us together, keeps us always moving on, always looking to each brightness and the light of this world and the world of the next. Amen.
Amen.